Hey guys, what's up? This is Dan here with GrapeVineRecording. Welcome back to Quick Tips. This is going to be probably one of the shortest ones that we're going to do, and it is kind of a tip, but I think it's more about like the mentality of what you're doing and kind of understanding a little bit how your ears work. And this is very, very useful. That useful, in fact, that it's something that I forgot to do earlier on in another Quick Tips video, and that is understanding the gain matching between your plugins. And like if you look at this, well, listen to this for instance. If we have the lead guitar here going into where the drums come in, and you get this.
Train of thought, a locomotive rhythm and an underwhelming call.
So we're just listening to that lead guitar in the background here. Right, and I know for a fact that at some point I'm going to put EQ and compression on there, but this is where you need to learn how your ears work, because we kind of trick ourselves, and as I've said, this is something that I've fell victim of even in this series, and that is we kind of believe that things that are louder are better, and obviously that is not the case. So I've got a compressor here, it's just an 1176. So if I unbypass this and we listen to it again, if I was to try and determine whether this guitar part needs compression or not, it kind of tricks you a little bit, so listen.
Train of thought, a locomotive rhythm and an underwhelming call.
And then if I bypass it again.
Train of thought, a locomotive rhythm and an underwhelming call.
So if you were listening to that and you'd have to choose between one or the other, you naturally get drawn towards the one that's louder. You know, that's just natural, that's how it is. It's nothing wrong with that. But as engineers, we're trying to figure out whether the guitar part actually needs the effects of compression, not necessarily the volume that it gets. So for us to be able to accurately do this, we're going to have to A-B it. So that would be just playing it with it bypassed, and then playing it unbypassed and trying to just match the output to that level. Right, so that's near enough, and then what we can use here is the actual channel fader to bring it up to the level that we want it to be in the mix. And then what we do is we're able to judge whether or not the effects of that compressor are what we want. So that's when we start looking at attack and release times and, you know, your threshold, your ratio and things like that. But this is just a good way to like learn whether or not you actually need it. So if we listen to it now.
Locomotive rhythm and an underwhelming call. Locomotive rhythm and an underwhelming call.
So that's a good way to, you know, to get into that habit, because you'll naturally do that. You do it with EQ as well, and you'll start thinking like, wow, that sounds a lot louder. Yeah, I like that. Where you've got to actually take that little bit of a step back and go, actually, what's it doing? You know, if I'm hearing one very like quite low in volume and then a compressed signal quite high in volume, yeah, you're attracted to it because of its volume, but you're not actually, well, you are hearing the effects of the compression, but it's very hard to actually critically go, do I like it? So on this, I would say, yeah, it does need some compression. I think the attack and release times are wrong, because I'm losing quite a lot of the transients of the first, the actual pick and sound of the guitar, which is what I want to retain. So I know now that, you know, I may have to just lay off the attack a little bit more, or, you know, just change the ratio or threshold, just so you don't feel it dip in volume that much. But yeah, you know, it's definitely worth getting into the habit of doing it. As I say, I made the mistake earlier on in the series, so I do apologise for that. And thought I would just make a quick video, just you know, letting you know. But this has been Dan with GrapeVineRecording, and I'll see you tomorrow.